Okay, so I am in a Tesla, and that's the dash. Isn't that bizarre? And then here is the ceiling of a Tesla.
All glass roof.
That is so crazy. Badass. Now watch this. Get on the freeway. Woo! It's like being in a rocket.
And when you see that little green bar, that means regenerative braking is going on. And when the black bar is the amount of power that's going into the car from the battery, and the green bar is regenerative braking when that starts. So entire instrument cluster up here. So I have my efficiency, which is watt-hours per mile instead of miles per gallon. Then have the length of our trip since last charge. Have some little quick options here where you can bring up the rear view camera.
That's badass!
And just bring it back to the charging, where it shows battery health and limits, and I can set all that stuff up. Then voice activation, all that sort of stuff going on right there. But I like to leave it on the efficiency. So I'm gonna get rid of that.
Oh, that is so cool!
And so as you see right now, the black bar right underneath the speedometer shows that we're putting power into the battery. But as we
when you turn it on, it charges?
And then when we're going down the hill and I'm not using the gas, regenerative braking kicks in, and this is the power that's going into the battery.
So wild.
And so as we're going down this steep 12% grade hill, you'll see the watt-hours per mileage go down into the negatives. Means I gained energy for this path that we took. And then the regenerative braking kicks in automatically when I release the the accelerator pedal, and slows down the car. And I can do what's called one pedal driving, where I don't need to even press the brake until drop below 5 miles an hour. So you see the green stays on, keeps slowing us down even on the steep hill until we get down to the bottom here. So dealing with the traffic here.
I can't get over the roof. Like, that
yeah.
is just, it's like I'm in a space station. Like,
Watching the sun poke through the trees and all that.
stunning. It's just like a wand. I gotta have it. This one sexy little beast.
So you see right now the efficiency is negative now, meaning I've gained more energy on this trip than I've actually used.
That's so wild. How innovative.
Yeah. So here we are, just waiting to merge onto the on-ramp.
Guys, look at that. It like shows cars going by and cars around you. Which
Yeah, that's the simulated view. That's the what the car thinks it sees around itself, and it's how it uses to make decisions as far as like the autonomy stuff goes. Like right now, it thinks we're in a parking lot, so it has a little auto park icon set up, which isn't right. That's one of the sensors that was damaged when I got rear-ended a week ago. But that's just how it goes sometimes. But when we get on a highway, we can
crack this baby open.
Oh yeah, get on the highway and do some acceleration, do a rolling start, see how fast we can go from, like 10, 15 miles an hour, maybe 25 up to 60 or 80 or something. Pop it into the autonomy mode, cruise down the road a little bit, do some auto lanes changes, and then exit the highway and head back up.
So weird thing about a Tesla, which I guess it makes sense, but I didn't think about it. It doesn't have an engine, so your storage is in the front, which is super cool, but just bizarre, because I'm like...
Yeah, there's a little tiny storage compartment about the size of a large carry-on bag up there. I keep my charging and roadside assistance stuff up the front, and occasionally small amounts of groceries. It's just less room for them to rattle around in the back, especially carry out too, because it's completely sealed off from the main passenger compartment. It's a lot easier, and it doesn't smell up the car. So, see a little burst of acceleration here.
Oh my gosh, that was like 0.1 seconds for 60.
Yeah, that's 30 to 60 in just over a second.
Good Lord. And there is no sound when this thing turns on. Absolutely no sound. It's bizarre.
And so, let's see here. 01, 208th Street Southeast. There we go. And then navigate on autopilot. And there we go. We're driving on the highway. It's going to take the exit for us and all that.
Shoot.
So if we want to, we could tell it we want to change lanes real quick. But we got a car in our blind spot, so I'm not going to let it do that. So making turns and all that sort of stuff by itself.
Doesn't it scare you? Like, your hands are not on the steering wheel and it's turning right now. Look at that. It's like we're turning. The car is turning itself.
Yeah, it's also changing in lanes by itself too.
It just changed lanes by itself and straightened out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have chills. Like, I truly, deeply have chills.
Alright, now it slows down to merge into the opposite lane. And then it will also, coming up on this exit here in a quarter mile, is going to exit off by itself and then give control back to me.
Southwest 43rd Street, exit on the right towards South 180th Street.
So here it is, it's going to exit.
Now take the south.
Puts on the blinker by itself, exits.
Exit on the right.
Exit, and then autopilot is turning off here in a second. So I put my hand on the wheel and my foot back on the pedals.
Turn right onto South 43rd Street.
And there we go. Autopilot's turned off. The cruise control is still on, so it's matching speed to the car in front of us. But I can turn that off because it's going to be weird. It's kind of weird trusting it in intersections.
Now turn right
And I don't
onto
yet.
South 43rd
Yeah.
Street.
But the crazy thing about this is when I first got the car, the autopilot was garbage. It would try to jerk, merge into weird areas.
In 500 feet, turn right
And
onto
I wasn't trusting it at all with any of the autopilot. I had to babysit it. But as I've driven it, let it take control, and then taking over control when it does something a little bit nerve-wracking, it's essentially just it's learned, and it's no longer makes as sharp or sudden of mistakes, essentially. And so it's part of the machine learning that each car has, as well as the little machine learning that each car has, as well as the updates that it gets from Tesla itself. So,
it gets like software updates?
yeah, so it has, so if you look at the top right of the screen here, you see the LTE. It has full cellular data.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I'm at home, it connects to my Wi-Fi, and it gets updates that way as well.
Place southeast.
Sexy ass car, man. I mean, this is just the future, and it's just gonna be like everybody drives these, but not right now, because 60 grand can't afford it. But
Well, mine's 60 grand, but there is a 40 grand version that's out right now, and then there's going to be a 35,000 version that comes out later. But this is the this is a $60,000 all-wheel drive, long-range battery with premium interior and silver paint job on the outside.
yeah, it's sexy. I don't care how you slice it.
Yeah. And you only occasionally hear the whine of electric motors if the music isn't covering it up.
In 500 feet, turn right onto 108th Avenue Southeast.
I mean, look at the fucking satellite imaging. That's so cool.
Now turn right onto 108th Avenue Southeast.